1-800-FOOD-RUT, helping you with your food stuff. 1-800-FOOD-RUT. Welcome back to 1-800-FOOD-RUT. I'm your host, Asia, and I'm here to help you with your food stuff, showing you how to use what you've got to make something good and ultimately get you up out of that food rut. And in this episode, we're going to make something you might be familiar with, and that is El Pastor. Am I making El Pastor tacos? No, I'm not, but I'm using the marinade. We're going to be making us some El Pastor glazed chicken wings. And I found out that El Pastor means shepherd serving. Definitely didn't know that's what that meant. So let's get into these ingredients that you might have or are easy to get as well. And so we can make this. So making the El Pastor glaze this time. Because like I said, we're not making tacos. We're going to be using the marinade and turning it into a glaze. So similar to last week when we were doing a sweet heat with the honey chipotle sauce that we used to put on some shredded chicken and made us a nice lovely sandwich. And I said I'm going to show you how to use the remaining chipotle because this is not the Talenti. This is just the container that I use because I keep my Talenti jars because I keep them. Okay, so that's what's in here is the chipotle. So I told you I'm gonna show you how to use the entire chipotle in Adobo, so you won't just be like, oh, I can only use it for I only want to use this, or I only know how to use the sauce. Let me show you a way to use the whole thing. So we're going with an El Pastor-esque type of a marinade, but we're gonna use it to kind of marinate the chicken, and we're also gonna use it to make us a glaze. So let's get into the ingredients. So you need some chipotle and adobo, zippy leaves, and choke chilies, but I'm doing the chipotle and adobo. I'm gonna do some pineapple juice. It's gonna give us some sweetness. If I want a little bit more sweetness, I'm gonna add a little bit of honey, but I don't know about that just yet. Then we got us some garlic powder, cumin, cinnamon, oregano, chili powder, maybe salt, and a lime. So the lime is gonna be what they typically use is vinegar, but I didn't really want a vinegar because I'm trying to like make my own thing, but you know, use what I have. I also have the vinegar, but I was just like, when I was thinking about it, about what I wanted to do with the chipotle and adobo, I thought about so many things, and I was like, ooh, I feel like I want to kind of do an El Pastor thing because it's working on a whole like sweet heat. And so I was like, I need an acid, and I was going to do lime because I want a milder, brighter, fresher acid. So lime is what it's going to be. So these are all of our ingredients. Let's get ready to make our sauce. Let's get ready to make our glaze, and we're gonna start off with it, but we're gonna put it on our chicken. Okay. For the chicken, I will be using chicken wings. I'm going to be roasting. That essentially just means when you bake it at a high temp. So I'm baking mine at 425. Oh wait, no. I'm gonna use you later. Hold on, I actually need to get something up. I needed a container because I'm like, I need to actually blend this up because there are whole chipotle peppers in here. So we gonna use, I don't know why I'm scooping this in like I'm not about to use all of this, but anyway. So we use like the little can. I don't know what size the can is because I used some of the sauce last week. I probably used about 3 tablespoons of the sauce last week. But anyway, so we got that. And then we're gonna add in a little bit of pineapple juice. You know what I'm saying? For those who got nails that's long, you gotta maneuver. And I got this little pearl on here that really definitely don't help. So we just add a little pineapple juice, add a little salt. Anyway, you're gonna see me add everything that I'm adding. I'm definitely gonna have more cumin than most of the flavors because that's what I want to come out. When I do my chicken, I'm gonna season my chicken a little bit because I mean this is the flavor that I want the chicken to have, but I'm still season my chicken. What is it? The chili powder? I'm not gonna use too much of that. And I'm gonna just do the classic salt, pepper, garlic powder. But anyway, I was talking about how I'm gonna prepare my chicken wings, which is roasting it. And roasting basically means it's a combination of baking and roasting, but it's really just roasting because you're cooking it at such a high temp. And so that's what we're going to do. Like I said, at 425. I'll tell you how long I do it when I come back, because I change it up every time. And I'm also using whole chicken wings and not party wings. So I'm trying to think if I want to add my oregano here or if I want to do it at the end, but I'll just do it now. And I'm going to get, I'm like, where's this thing open at? I'm gonna blend it up. And once I blend it up, I'm gonna, oh, not you get a, it snuck in on the back. I don't want too much because I was like, I don't want it to be too herbaceous. And then I add my lime juice at the end. Okay? So let me blend this up. We're gonna blend it up. Give it a, he's like, did you want to come out? Spicy. And we're definitely going to add some more pineapple juice. I knew I was going to add some more because I want to add some. I'm trying to reserve it for the end when we do the, when I make the glaze. So. I always take this off because what do I want? I'm gonna add a little honey for some sweetness. What do I want? It's very Chipotle, and that ain't what I want. That ain't what I want. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna add a little bit more cumin. Conservative with my cumin. And let's see what that does for me. Oh, I was saying I always like unclip this because you'll be doing something and forget that that's clipped in here or standing in here, and then somehow, some way, it will tip over and now I get stuff everywhere, and it's like, bruh. So I always be like, let me take the base off of here because I'm going to base off of that. Because the base is heavier than this, and it's like something gonna fall. And next thing you know, it's like, girl, ain't nobody got time for all of that. Getting closer. So I definitely feel like what I'm going to do is, I was thinking like, do I want brown sugar in my eyes instead of honey? So I feel like I am looking for a little bit of a molasses flavor. So I might wind up doing brown sugar because the honey is giving me the sweetness, but I want a sweetness that has a depth to it, and brown sugar has molasses in it. I could just add straight molasses. Brown sugar has molasses in it. That's why brown sugar is a deeper flavor. Or typically when you put like sugar or sweetener, like if you want something that has a depth of flavor, then go with brown sugar or straight up molasses. Opposed to regular or honey or agave. Agave is much lighter. And so sometimes that can be sometimes so can honey. But I think I'm close to what I want. There it is. I'm gonna add in my lime. I think I'm gonna add in a little bit more garlic powder because it's me. The spice is just right, and I might add in just a little brown sugar because I want that depth to come in. But I'm pretty much good with where I am. I'm going to show you how I'm gonna put the marinade on the chicken and then how to make the glaze. So we got our lovely sauce. We're going to reserve a good portion of it so we can make, okay. So we can make our glaze. Maybe we can put a little bit back. No, that's fine. Because I'm going to use this for some other stuff, but okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I feel like that's fine. And then we're going to move this. Hold on. Pause. Cover this up to ensure no cross-contamination. All right. No. We don't want stains. Okay, so we're just going to pour this over the chicken. Anything that's left over, I'm just going to discard. And we're gonna just wrap it around. Wrap it around. I don't know why I'm saying wrap it around. I'm gonna have to put my wings back together. So I'm gonna basically cover this, put this in the fridge, let this marinate, not for long, because really for me, it's more so about the glaze than it is the marinade itself, or using it as a marinade, because essentially this is what it is. Because of course you would marinate it for much, much longer. But I don't really care about all of that. Also, this is the reason why I didn't put a lot of sweetener or sweeteners in the beginning, like both the brown sugar and the honey, because I know I'm going to be cooking this for some time and I didn't want this to burn, even though it's not, because it's not like it's on a grill. But you know, just to be on the safe side, most of the sweetness is going to be going into the glaze. So that's what I'm about to show y'all how to make. But in the meantime, between time, like I said, I'm about to cover this up, put it in the fridge, let it marinate for 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna bake it off. Instructions and stuff like that is gonna tell you how long I chose to bake it, roast it, and all that good stuff. I'm gonna put it on a sheet pan with parchment paper, and then I have the racks that you use to like dry your cookies and stuff on. Dry your cookies. Cool your cookies and other pastries on. I also use it when I'm cooking stuff. So it's like, if I kind of want it to be a crispiness all the way around, I kind of do that, even though these are probably not going to get that crispy because they have a sauce on them, so forth and so forth and so forth. Not important. So get these out there. I gotta wash my hands first though. We're gonna make us a glaze. We're gonna add in our sauce or our marinade that we made. Oh, I guess I could use my other pan. I had another pan, but I thought it was gonna be too small. Because basically, I prefer to make my glaze in a wide skillet. You can definitely do it in a pot, but the more surface area allows for more of the moisture to come out faster. Because essentially, that's what you want when you're doing a glaze. Like I said, we're gonna thin this out because of course this is thick. This is a thick, yeah. This is like a for real sauce. I need it to be just, it's weird because like I'm thinning it out to just make it thick, but I need the sugar. Okay, I need the sugar to help me get the glaze like that we want. Now, if you are making this, or not just this is typically what I do to make any glaze. I don't use slurries because I just don't really care for cornstarch and all of that good stuff. I just like, what I'm gonna do is just basically reduce it, make a reduction, and essentially that is just cooking out as much of the moisture that you want. What you do need to do is be very careful when you are doing it. Not something like this because this is relatively thick. As you can see, it's relatively thick. But if it's something thinner, I'm gonna also add a bay leaf in here because I just kind of want a little bit more of a lived-in flavor profile, and that's kind of what bay leaves give. Again, depth. When you think about you wanting something with depth, it's like, okay, well, there's many ways you can get it, and one of it is like bay leaves if you want to go, obviously, the herbaceous route. Like I said, with brown sugar, it gives it so not too much, but just enough. Not too much, but I still put a lot. Because I want to keep the flavor profile as my stuff is just falling over. As you can see, it's bubbling, boiling, toiling. I'm going to add in a little bit of the lime juice now and a little bit at the end. But yeah, that's what you got to think about when you think about how am I looking to get depth, or what way do I want to get it? Do I want depth as far as sweetness, or do I want it as far as like a lived-in flavor, which would be like kind of herbaceousness. Another one people will say is stuff that's like, I'm thinking of like an umami type of a vibe. Like that also gives you depth of flavor. It also provides other stuff too, but it does provide a depth. So we're gonna just squeeze in a little bit of the lime juice. Like I said, because I want something to cut through the heat. And I want to keep it mild. We talked a little bit about it in the last episode, the different types of acids you can add when you're cooking with something that's spicy and you want to cut that heat. How do you want to complement it? To me, lime is one of those citruses / acids that brings everything together. Like, it balances everything out. And I'm adding it at the end as well because this citrus adds a brightness. So if you ever cook something and you've been cooking it for a long time, and then when you taste it, it just kind of tastes, but it's like it got like a flatness. It's like, no, this is a flavor and then there's another flavor. Like, it's just one note. Then add some type of citrus, that brighten things up, which is typically a lemon or a lime. Lime is a more milder one, where lemon is a more, I like to say, astringent, pungent, sharp. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do, but they both going to add some brightness at the end. So we got these bubbles, which is what we want. What we do want is the bubbles to get really big. So once the bubbles get big, that's when I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk to you. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what's next because that makes more sense. So let's get a little taste before I leave you, because I usually don't even do that, but I'll still do it. It needs some salt. It needs some salt. So I'm gonna add a little salt and we're gonna be good to go. Let me add my salt now. In my hand first, not where I licked. Even though I'm the only person eating this. But you know, it's a habit from working in places where you cook. I will use a spoon. I won't use my hand, but when I cook for other people, that's when I started getting into using my hand. Oh, it's thickening up fast. Okay, girl. BRD. And we're back. As you can see, the sauce is bubbling, boiling, toiling, and not in no troubling. But she definitely got thick on us. But don't worry. We're gonna brush this squirrel on and get her on and popping. So, what I will say is, because at some point I'm gonna show you how to make a glaze that's going to be much thinner. The thing you want to remember is when you do this and the bubbles start to get bigger and start clumping, that means more moisture is coming out. You want to stop because it is going to thicken as it's cooled. I have done it too many times, got a little too thirsty, and when it cooled down, I basically had fruit leather. Or if you think about, like, what's those fruit roll-ups, like, it got thick. And I was like, yeah. Speaking of, let me turn you off. Because not only will this get thick, I feel like this one might split. Bars. Anyway. So, yeah. Just FYI. But like I said, I will show you how to make it with another glaze. Just so you can kind of understand and, like, you know, not understand. So you can get some pointers when you're making a glaze. Okay? Because our glaze is giving paste. But don't you worry. I'm going to glaze this chicken and it's going to look good. Alright. And we're done. My little and. And we're done. Yeah. I told you it was going to make our girls look good. I told you it was going to make our girls look good. Don't they look good? Now, so you went down to the restaurant, they would be charging you $18 for this. Crazy work. But anywho, I was about to show you something, but then I was like, you can't see it on here. So you can see how it's thick. It's giving more of a barbecue feel. I was going to show you how I thinned it down, which I did, but it is thickened up. I'm looking at it over there. I thinned it out. So basically what I use is about like a tablespoon. And I probably put about a half a cup to about 3/4 a cup of water in there to get it really thin, because it's very concentrated, so you're going to get that flavor. And then I did it, but I did what I told y'all I did. I cooked it too long. So like it started off as a nice little glaze, and then it was like, and we shall get thick on you, girl. Anyway, time to eat these wings. Oh, and I topped it off with peanuts. I don't know what it is when you want sometimes I make, slow down, girl. Sometimes when I make something with some sweet heat, I'll be like, you know what? Oof, I want a peanut. Because I do the same thing when I make stir fry. So if I make like a barbecue stir fry, like I make a barbecue dry rub, because I want the peanuts. I knew this was gonna be good. I knew this was gonna be good. Hold on. I'm like, wait, let me get it. No, I'm not working that. But that's okay. Surprises with the wings, babes. Anyway, I like a little texture, and I usually add peanuts, and also peanuts add like obviously a nuttiness, so like kind of rounding out the flavor again. Our lime is not here for play. It is for a purpose. But anyway, yeah, I got some more of my peanuts sitting over here that I chopped up. Well, I ain't chopping them up. I used what's the name, a roller to crush them. But anyway, so yeah, I'm trying to hurry up and finish this. What would I serve this with? I would definitely serve this with like an apple, cabbage, carrot, jicama type of a slaw. Definitely I would go vinegar base over mayo base. Do the same thing if I was on the broccoli one, you know, the broccoli with the bacon, and it's like broccoli, bacon, sunflower seeds, red onions, and also a vinegar base. Is it sunflower seeds, or do I put pumpkin seeds in mine? One of the two. I put one of the two in there. And cranberries, or you can do raisins, dry cranberries, or you can do raisins if you want to. That's how I would serve mine. I'm not serving myself with any of that because I didn't want to make none of that. I'm gonna just eat mine with a nice little apple and call it a day. But yeah. Oh, also I was saying, because it kind of, I meant to say, it also gives off kind of a barbecue vibe. It's blowing me with all this stuff in my nails. It gives off a barbecue vibe. So I'm thinking like, man, this would be a good base to some barbecue baked beans. Oh my goodness. And also, if you didn't want to use chicken and you wanted to use like veggies like mushrooms, what I would do is I would brush it over the mushrooms and then like bake the mushrooms or roast the mushrooms. That would be fire. Anyway, until next time, I would do my kiss, but I have too much on my fingers right now, so just next time. Bye. Let me move my piece of chicken out the way that I ate. Give you your piece.